everybody, and welcome back to the Texas Real Estate and Finance Podcast. My name is Mike Mills. I'm your host today, and we are going to get right into it. So my guest today is Bobby Bryant, and I'll give you his credentials here in just a minute. But the reason I asked Bobby to be on with us today is because he wrote an article on LinkedIn the other day with a pretty bold claim that he said that AI is going to replace 80% of real estate agents in the market right now, and not someday, but very, very soon. So that's a pretty bold claim, Bobby. What just right out of the gate, what is it that makes you so confident about saying that right now, especially considering, the current state of AI and where it's headed and how it impacts real estate? Why do you think 80% of the agents are going to be replaced?
Well, I don't know if we are too far away from that number right now. I believe that Realtors, right now as it stands, we're the co-conspirator to our own demise at the moment. I mean, at this moment, let's just take AI, the advancements, the future, the evolution. Let's just sit that to the side. I mean, right now we're sitting at approximately 80% of realtors in the middle of the year who hadn't even closed a single transaction yet. Imagine when this technology gets into full swing, rare form, and it's able to answer questions, do the mundane. It's tough for realtors in the old regime. You're talking about adding AI and everything all the promises that it has. It's going to be pretty interesting. And I think this time is different. I know a lot of us who've been in the business for a long time have made the statement, oh, I've heard this, I've been in the business for 30 years. I know God and his cousins and every wise man sitting at the table, but this time is different. Like we're finally there. These guys are finally talking about singularity, and that's another topic in regards to AI. This time is different, and I think we need to be a little bit more aware of why it's different this time around.
So what is it about AI specifically? Because right now, and you and I talked a little bit yesterday and, kind of went through this some, but, my opinion has been and will be, at least in the near future, that when it comes to replacing people, I think for a profession like real estate specifically, it's going to be really challenging. I think it'll certainly enhance, but replacing is a big statement. And so I think my job as a mortgage loan officer, I think I have a real shot at being replaced to some extent. But ultimately, what is it about AI that you think for the realtor when it's about relationships with buyers and sellers, and a machine can't quite do the same things that buyers and sellers can do with a person? What is it that you think ultimately is going to replace that? Is it lack of business? Is it just lack of efficiencies? What do you think is the main driver behind it?
It's all of the above. I mean, that's the whole purpose of it, right? To increase efficiencies, to turn around and be available 24/7. It won't get sick. No disrespect at all. It can't get pregnant. All of these things that you can ask it. It has no desire to lie to you. It has no desire to oppress, steer, right? When it comes to minorities and women, right? We fail to realize everything that the industry has kind of been, the ugly dark side of the real estate industry. And we're not talking about 100 years ago. We're talking about 56 years ago, guys, where 56 years ago, on the other side of that women had to go ask, their husband or their father to help them buy a house. Now, to get to your question, when we start talking about AI and the whole replacement issue and versus per our conversation yesterday, repurposing, right? Replace versus repurposing. I do think it's going to replace the majority of realtors, right? But these majority of realtors are not helping their own case. They're not helping their own case. And whether they're part-time or whatever their excuses are, it's okay. It's your excuse of why you're not producing, right? And then you have the guys, the haves, right? The guys who are out here in this full time. They're paying the price. They're doing what they need to do. Those guys are okay. Now, they're going to have to evolve still. They may even still what they're doing get repurposed because as you and I talked about, it's not about baby boomers, Gen Xers, and some of your older millennials. You're talking about the characteristics and habits and the tech native, disposition of this younger generation, Gen Z. These guys are different. So us old heads, we need to stop saying, oh, this never happened. I've been doing this for 50 years. No, you're right. The tech was building up to this moment. And so these younger guys, they have different expectations. As a matter of fact, they actually couldn't give two shits about your relationship. They actually, these kids got relationships with tech, and they got relationships with it, and they trust it probably more than they trust humans. And in our generation, we were like, oh, it's all about relationships. You can't replace the relationship. Cool, fair, historically, yes. But today, these kids are different. Think about your kids, think about your grandkids, think about these kids, and they go sit in the house. I'm selling a house for somebody right now, and they bought a 2,300 square foot lot, 25,000 square foot lot, excuse me. And they said, we thought the kids were going to go outside. We bought this big lot because we were going to do this, but our kids never go outside. They're inside playing games. Different day. Your generation, my generation, get out of the house. And then you come back, you smell like outside. Go take a bath.
Right.
Different.
So what you think then is that so it sounds like two things. One is that the current situation with realtors and agents is that a good majority of agents are going to be out of the business soon, simply because there's not enough deals, and the ones that understand and know how to leverage this technology will eat up a good chunk of the transactions that will limit how many agents are actually out there working. And so the importance of understanding it, the importance of learning how to use it is going to play a big role, because if you're not in that category, then you're going to get left behind.
Everybody's not going to create this tech to enhance the agent.
Right.
There's going to be some, wizard sitting in the corner who is saying, you know what, we're going to create it to do this. Mm-hmm. We're going to create it to do something different. Yeah, we got to keep in mind that every technology company, every provider is not creating directly for the agents. There is a force of people out here who actually want to see agents gone. I mean, and if we don't believe that, we're lying to ourselves. We're like an ostrich with our head in the ground. No, the reality of it is there's some people who feel like this business, that experience is too costly. How do we get rid of the middleman of every industry? And I'm not saying that's what we're doing at my tech company. Sure. How do we create this beautiful marriage of your home, your choice? Because there are people who want to go it alone. Okay, great. Right? There are people who need an agent, full service, do everything turnkey. And then there are people in the middle of this Venn diagram, the gray area, who says, I can do it, but can you help? Mm-hmm. So these options, we've historically flat out given everybody one option. And they are sick and tired of that. The DOJ, the lawsuit, everything that has taken place has been chipping at that one option. Now we got consumers that are empowered. They're smarter. Watch what I'm about to say. They're empowered by tech, access to excess information. They're smarter because millennials and Gen Z are more educated than historically baby boomers and Gen Xers. Mm-hmm. So you got tech native people that are smarter. They got access to tech and probably know how to engage it better than most realtors do. Because the average buyer is barely over 30 and the average realtor is almost 60. So when we pay attention to these things, are we best serving the consumer? Are we best serving them and meeting them, watch this, at their individual point of need? Do we understand the characteristics of their generation? So when you take all those things into consideration, I do believe that if we really pay attention to the full 3D, 4D view of the evolution of the consumer, and we get out of our own way and we say, you know what, maybe I need to disrupt me. Maybe the industry needs to disrupt itself, because if we don't figure out how to disrupt ourselves, somebody sitting in a garage will.
And I mean, I think there's a real threat right now, as you see with these big juggernaut companies like, Quicken and Redfin and Zillow. They are all trying to build tools to basically eliminate the human out of the process as much as possible, because that's the cheapest way and the most profitable way to sell a house or to get a loan. And as long as the incentive for these big companies with all the money and all the control and the tech is there to make more profit, which it is, of course, because they're publicly traded companies, then they're going to figure out as many ways to cut costs. And often the most expensive person in the transaction is going to be the person, the human that's working the sales side of things.
Watch this, Mike. I want to jump in real quick. I go to Austin. I had to go to Google. They have a huge location in Austin, and I had to go there for AI Agent Day. And my team and I are working closely with Google and in our development. While I'm standing outside, I'm talking to my team on a meeting, and I'm literally looking outside before I go inside the building, and I saw a car pull up. There was no driver in it. It had all the things swirling on top. It was a Jaguar, or if you on the right side of the country, a Aguilar, and a person got out of the back. It had a sticker on the door that says Uber. It also has a sticker that says Waymore.
Waymo, yeah.
Waymo, excuse me. And the reality of this is, do we believe for 1 minute that Uber isn't trying to cut costs? To your point, that's what made me think of this. Sure. See, Uber, if Uber can have an autonomous vehicle and they don't have to pay drivers, what happens to their bottom line?
Yep.
All they got to do is pay car note, insurance, no driver, make money. And so everybody, to your point, that's the objective. Is the driver considered a middleman? They just take orders because, right? They go pick this person up at this point.
He's just a line item on a balance sheet or a
line item on a balance sheet. They're not even so-called a middleman, right? Yeah. But they are an expense. And that's what everybody is trying to figure out, how to reduce costs at any cost, reduce costs at any cost, increase revenue, and increase efficiency. If we don't understand as people the whole purpose of technology, it's primarily two things. At all costs, save people time and money. And if you tell me there's a technology that could do both of those things, you got a multi-billion-dollar opportunity.
Yeah.
And no matter the casualties, no matter who's the casualty.
No industry's ever cared about when it comes to big money and consolidation. They've never cared about the people that are involved in it. They only care about the bottom line, and the people get sacrificed. So it's a general theme. It's kind of like, all this discussion with the war with Iran and Israel and all this that's going on right now. It's like everybody has their opinion, but nobody wants to see people go off and die. But yet the people that rule the world certainly do. Or they don't care. Let's put it that way. Before we get a little deeper, I do want to kind of give, because you're not going to toot your own horn, so I'm going to do it for you. But just so everybody knows kind of Bobby's background, he is the CEO and founder of DOS Group, Inc. So it's an AI-powered real estate technology company that's backed currently by Amazon and Google. He's been in the real estate game for 25 years, doing mortgages, brokerages, education, and tech innovation. He's got 2 master's degrees in education, so we got a rare mix of like tech and real estate experience here. He was Inman's 2023 Best Prop Tech winner in the entrepreneur category and named one of the top 200 most influential leaders in real estate. So he's a pioneer of the first AI real estate assistant, transforming how people transact and do manage home ownership. So you're knee deep in the game. Let's just put it that way, right?
Yes.
So
I've earned this beard. I've earned this gray beard.
Me too. I just don't have it quite as thick as yours. Okay, so my next question is, all right, so you've been doing it for 25 years. So you've been around, you've seen it, you've seen shifts in the market, you've seen changes. Ultimately, I think, we don't know really at the end of the day where it's all going to end up, but you can start seeing paths being formed. So, what are you telling your agents right now to try to make sure that they stay competitive in this market, they can keep feeding their family and keep getting deals in? Because as anybody knows, especially in Texas right now, I know how it is. You're down in Houston, I'm up in DFW. Things are slow. I mean, they just are. And you have a lot of homes on the market. You have fewer buyers. You have a lot of uncertainty as to what's happening in the market. Are prices going to come down more? Are rates going to go down? Are they going to go up? Is inflation going to rise? Is employment going to go up? Are we going to go to war? There's all this uncertainty, which is causing a lot of hesitation when it comes to trying to buy a home or upgrade. I mean, there's still transactions to be had, but certainly not at the rate that it was. So what are you guys doing, and what are you telling your team, especially as it relates to using this technology to try to make sure that you stay ahead of the game?
Great question, man. Wow. Let's unpack that. So the reality of it is that we literally are at a time to where nobody can afford to be a secret agent or a loan officer. Like, nobody can afford it. For the agent who hasn't done any videos. That's where everybody's at right now.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest thing that I'm pumping down to our guys and telling our guys is you have to pull that mobile device out. Live vicariously through your own experiences in each client. People follow you for a reason on social media. So Mike Mills, I want to hear from you. So if Mike is my guy, if Bobby is my guy, or Jane Doe is my girl, and if I'm not talking to my audience who wants to hear it from me, then they're going to buy from somebody else. They're going to use somebody else's service. All of our little inadequacies and little funny innuendos and our little, oh my gosh, I don't think I'm pretty enough. I sound like this. I'm from Alabama, which I'm the one from Alabama, but I'm from Alabama. I sound crazy though. All of these little things that you have in your head, nobody gives a shit about.
Yeah.
I need you, because I follow you, to tell me what to expect in this real estate market. You are my news anchor for real estate.
Right.
But we're not talking. Our agents aren't talking. They're not having that conversation. You got some, I'm just going to say it, clown sitting on CNBC or whatever news channel, and they're saying, oh, you got to put down 20% to buy a house. Bro, that's so 1970. No, right. That's so 1970. We have to turn around and educate our sphere. So what I'm telling my guys is that you're not there yet. Mm-hmm. Right now, it's high touch, high visibility, omnipresent. Mm-hmm. These are the things you have to do right now. You got to earn it now. Like 10, 15 years ago, a dog could close 3 deals a month. Like just it was that
5 years ago,
right,
4 years ago.
Yeah. You remember how it was white hot after COVID? Everybody was ready to move. Like, matter of fact, I'm so willing to move. I want to pay $100,000 over.
Yeah.
Today you're working for it, bro.
Yeah.
You're working for it. So guess what? You got to write. You got to hit all the sensories. You got to write. You got to talk. You got to video blog. You got to do everything today. And then you don't know where your client at. Matter of fact, do you even know where your client is at? Okay, yeah. I'm a Gen Xer. I'm 52 years old. My old ass friends, we're on Facebook. But if you're 45 or 35, where are your friends? Are they on Instagram? Are they on TikTok? Because I'm never going to be on TikTok doing some goofy shit. I'm not doing it. It's not who I am, right? But realtors and loan officers, you have to understand who you are. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's the epitome of being comfortable in your skin right now. Who cares if you're fat, black, ugly, country, if you're snag-a-tooth, whatever that is, it's somebody else out there who's willing, or bald, somebody's out there willing to follow that.
Yeah.
And so I think
they look for value. They're looking for information. They're looking for something that you're going to provide. I mean, look, I think even if you go on TikTok now, there's not a ton of, now it depends on your feed, obviously, but everybody is, here's the other great thing about this social media world that we exist in, is that good or bad, I should say, is that what you're watching, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, YouTube, it's going to show you what you want to see. Okay. Yeah. So if you are into, people dancing and doing these goofy things, you'll see it all the time. My wife, we have 8 million animals. And so her entire TikTok feed is filled up with cats and dogs and crazy shit that they do all the time. That's all she ever sees. Right. And it bleeds into mine, which is a little annoying, but ultimately, for me, I'm into AI, I'm into real estate stuff, I'm into conspiracy theories. So that's my entire feed. That's what it fills up. But what happens is when a person decides consciously or subconsciously that they are going to start thinking about buying a home, it immediately picks up on that, right? Yes. So now that buyer or that seller is getting content fed to them that is matching with what they're interested in that moment, which drives them further down the rabbit hole. So if you're not out there producing content or putting something out there, even if it's just, here's my 5-minute update on the market, or here's what I had for lunch today, whatever. If you're not doing any of that stuff, then when that person does make that decision that's in your sphere that they want to start doing, even considering it, then you're not going to show up.
And the other thing to that, and you're spot on, and the other thing I try to get my guys to understand is that right now it's all about networks. What I realize is a lot of people who fail in this business don't have a network.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give an example. I'm from Alabama, Mobile. I'm an Alabama fan, Roll Tide. I go watch the games with the alumni here. I didn't even fucking graduate from Alabama, but I'm an Alabama football Roll Tide fan. So I go watch the games with the alumni. I pay the alumni, Bama, every weekend we get together. I'm a part of that. I'm on an email list, right? I pledged into a fraternity. I'm 31 years into that fraternity. I'm a member of the local chapter that's a mile away from my house, not even. You start talking about, I love red wine. I'm a jazz guy. I smoke cigars. 60% of the business I get are from the membership of my cigar lounge.
Yeah.
From pro athletes to musicians. I'm in Houston. There's a lot of musicians here. I work with a lot of high-end clients. Legends, by the way, that I meet because of that. I got a really close friend. I go to his games with him. He has floor seats at the Rockets. Guess what? Everybody around that, right? Everybody around there that's showing up every week. What are your networks? There are people in this business who go nowhere, don't network, don't have any buckets for business.
Right.
Your number one job, per our conversation yesterday, your number one job is not to be a realtor or a loan officer. Your number one job is you're a biz dev for yourself. Because if you don't have clients, you're not in business. Are you a mechanic if you don't have no damn cars to fix? No. Right. The thing is guys, in this business right now, I tell my guys, oh my gosh, Mike, this is what I tell my guys too. They laugh. I need you to create your alter ego. I want you to think of that guy or gal that you want to be, that you may not be them today, but I need you to create this alter ego, and they're everything you wish you were. And when you walk into a room and you walk into that setting, you become that person. Have y'all ever seen Beyonce on stage when the concert is about to start? The look on her face before she starts singing and going to this whole, the look on her face, beast mode.
Right. Like, she's locked in.
Locked in. Guys, have you ever been locked the fuck in? Like, we got to lock in and be in this mind space, because what does that rock star loan officer realtor look like in your head? What are they doing? What are they saying? How are they giving it? What time do they get up? What time do they go to sleep? How do they talk to their clients? Are they doing videos? I'm not going to text you some cold ass message. Hey, Bobby. Hey, Mike. Hey, this is Bobby. I'm giving you a call. You know what? As the day close out, didn't want to see an email. How are you doing? Don't want anything. Just want to say hello. Hey, tell Bob I said hi, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. And if I could do anything, reach out to me. Like, it's high touch right now.
Yeah.
We got to go beyond, above. So in order to not, let's circle back around. In order to not get replaced, defeated, or beat by AI, you got to be more human.
Yeah. Yeah.
It can't be more human than you. So you got to be more human. Don't let it out communicate you.
Yeah.
Don't let it out smart you. Don't let it out information you. Don't let it out empathetic you. Don't let it out strategize you. And if we turn around and we really understand that the answer is to be more human, then be more damn human. Go touch people, because AI can't shake the hand. And I'm creating a solution. It can't shake the hand. It can't hug you. It can't send you a video of itself. It's guys, we gotta, it's the gaps. The magic is in the gaps. And so that's what we have to do.
So with your team and your folks, then what kind of tools are you building for them? Because again, it's like anything else. It's did real estate happen before the cell phone existed? It certainly did. Before email and everything else. Absolutely it did. Is Is real estate, is a realtor more efficient and more effective with the cell phone and with the internet? Absolutely, they are. So that's what AI can be if you use it properly. So from your perspective in building things up, what type of tools are you using, or what type of processes involving this technology are you using to help enhance your agents be more human and get them in more contact with more people?
That's a two-sided question. So in one aspect of it, you just got to use, the technology. Matter of fact, let me just say this. First, you got to use the damn technology.
Yes.
Let's just say
you want to talk about the other article that you wrote?
Yeah. Agents and loan officers don't use what's provided to them. I mean, that's the issue. It's not about, you got to access your access. You got to access your access. You join a company for all the tools. You join them for everything they had to offer, and you get there and use absolutely nothing. They're the top producers who are going to use their own tools and tech, because why? If they ever decide to leave, they need the autonomy, and their brokerage is not going to do what? Keep still their client list. And then on the other side, you have the guy who, I joined because I need more tools, I need more support. And then you join this company, you start paying fees, you're not closing deals, and you're not using the tech that they provide. We are the co-conspirators to our own demise. And so the reality of it is that to say tech and oh my gosh and all these things, see, here's the funny part about disruption is whether or not you're a willing participant, you got to participate in it, right? I don't care what you want. You cannot go get and use a rotary phone today. You have to use a block smartphone. You're forced at this point. Early adopters, right? No, innovators, early adopters, right? The vast majority.
You can't go down the freeway in a horse and buggy. You'll get pulled over.
You got the laggards. What has to happen, because the last part of this bell curve of change are laggards, and the majority of our industry is laggards. And therefore, that's the problem. We almost got 2 decades age difference from the average age of a realtor to the average age of the average buyer. It's almost 2 decades difference in age. Do we really believe that isn't a factor? Granted, experience, great, right? But what do they want? What do they need? And are you meeting them there? So I going back to that point, I just think that we could talk tech till we're blue in the face. If you're not going to grab it by the bullhorns and engage it and implement it into your business, you can never become more efficient and meet it where it's at for your client. Stop looking at it as something that's going to replace you, and look at something that can enhance you. And if you can enhance your client's experience, and if you can enhance your business, everybody wins in that equation. But if you don't grab it and learn it and use it, engage it, mobilize it, then it's there for nothing. And I don't care what brokerage you join, right? It doesn't matter if you don't use it. And there's no brokerage in the country that has more than 10% buy-in from their agents. There isn't. I wish it was. I hate that statistic. We're one of the best realtor associations in the country in Houston. HAR is one of the best in the country. Don't even have 10% buy-in from all the agents and all the free tools that they provide. And why? Because they're not closing deals to use the tech. And the guys who got the money want their own tech and control their own costs.
So what type of tech would you suggest that they need to learn how to use, because not everybody can create their own. So what's out there right now that you feel like is effective, that if you're going to pick one or two things, like, hey, if you don't know anything, look at these things, what would you say that would fall under?
There is no silver bullet, right? So let me just say that number one, it's simple. Guys, don't overthink this shit. The reality of it is this: go get you a CRM that you will use. So, Bobby, what's the best CRM? The one you're willing to use. That's my answer. You go find a CRM you're willing to use for your business and how you need it. I'm not going to advertise anybody for free in that regard. Number two, pay $20 a month for the upgraded ChatGPT. Pay for Gemini via Google. There's nothing worse than somebody trying to argue or debate or get smarty and witty or whatever. Guys, take everything you do and write, throw it into chat, throw it into Gemini, and say, edit this for me. Mm-hmm. You just want to sound more professional. I'm an ex-school teacher with 2 master's degrees in education, and my first master's in special education. But I'm going to tell you, we actually have a literacy problem in the United States. If y'all didn't know, the average person reads on a 7th grade level. So what we got to do is be able to do our prompts and say, I need you to explain this like I'm a 5-year-old to somebody about this difficult process. Because sometimes we're so married to the industry, we're using jargon that they don't know. We're using big boy language, and our client, I don't get it. I don't understand. You're talking to them like a rocket scientist talking to a truck driver. No disrespect to truck drivers.
Well, so, you know what I found is that happens a lot because what I see, and this happens, lenders, realtors, anybody in the industry, is often when someone doesn't understand something as well as they may project that they do, they tend to use big language in order to cover up for the fact that they don't fully understand what they're talking about. And so then as the average consumer or the listener, you go, okay, that sounded really complicated. I don't want to sound stupid, so I'm not going to ask any questions. I'm just going to be quiet. And so then you have no information being exchanged at that point because one person doesn't understand well enough. That's what is the Einstein quote. If you can't explain it to a 5-year-old, then you don't understand it well enough. So the big words and the jargon and the acronyms and all the stuff that we use all the time, if you're explaining that to someone who hasn't bought a home in their life or in the last 10 years or hasn't sold anything, you're just going to go right over their head. And most people's not going to let their ego go, I didn't understand anything that you just said. Can you explain it to me again? And even if they did, because you don't understand it, you would just repeat the same stuff over and over again.
Yeah, but I do want to answer that question more specifically, and you're spot on. Guys, there are 4 tools you need. Just 4. A CRM that you're going to use. Subscribe to the paid version, right? Because it is different. For ChatGPT, Gemini. Number 3, YouTube is free. You got to do video. It's a reason why when we go to Instagram, everybody's watching video, scrolling video. Put your captions on it. So what you're saying, do y'all know that more people read video than they listen to it?
Yes.
I'm gonna tell y'all, if y'all didn't know that, statistically, more people would be at work reading a video than they listen to it.
Yep.
If you didn't know that, there you go. And then the last tool that you need is you. That's it. A CRM, right? You got to get that. Subscribe to ChatGPT or Gemini, right? YouTube and you. And when I say you having the right perspective, mentality, and dog in you. This is an industry, male or female. You got to be a dog. I never seen somebody nice. Oh my gosh. And I'm just going to kill the game and I'm just so nice. No, you got to have a dog to you. Now, whatever the face of your dog is, but you got to have beast mode inside of you because it is fucking hard as hell out here right now.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, right now, you be a good boy, good girl out here with this exterior, but on the inside of you, you got a beast. I will break you. Like what he said in Rocky, I will break you. You got to go for it.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious on your chat part. So I use one of the things that I found using chat that I didn't think of when I initially started, because I think a lot of people think of it as like Google, right? I'm going to type in a question and Google's going to give me an answer or give me some options. And the difference is chat maybe can be a little more specific, but really the hack that I found that I think has unlocked a lot of things for me is, I think like most people, our minds are all over the place, especially look, if you're in our business, if you're selling real estate or you're doing mortgages or whatever, odds are you're a personable human with, can handle relationships. You probably got a lot of ideas and thoughts and things running through your head all the time. And so like, I'll go to, conventions, or I'll go to meetings or trainings or even just sit in my hot tub at night and think, and my brain is constantly, oh, I should do this. I need to do that. And I should probably get this done. And I need to get on that. And like, I've got a to-do list that just spans on forever inside my mind, there's never a day where anybody's like, oh, I had a day off today. I'm like, I'm never off. Like, I always got stuff to do. It's just a matter of where I'm focusing my time.
Yeah.
And so what I found with chat is unfortunately it's like my little assistant. And so I get on my phone and I can speak it, or I can type it, or I can sit here at my laptop and type it in. And I go what I call stream of consciousness. I'm just like, hey, here's what's going on in my mind right now. I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about this. I need to get this done. No, I'm not worried about spelling. I'm not worried about grammar. I'm not worried about shit. I'm just typing it in. Yeah. And then chat then proceeds to go, cool. Here's what, you just said. Here's some things that could enhance that. Here's some, punch items if you want to go out and it'll tell me, hey, here, if you want to do this particular project, here's 5 tasks that you need to accomplish. This one will take 30 minutes. This one will take 20 minutes. You can schedule it out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Here's a Google link to put it on your calendar. You can make it do all these things to take your mind that is going a mile a minute all the time and has so many things happening, and you can organize your mind using chat, which will keep you on task to do all the things that you need to do. Like today, if you're sitting there going, all right, I like this. I need a CRM. I need Chat GPT. I need YouTube, and I need me. All right, chat, that's what I need. Chat's like, cool. Here's the CRMs that are available. Here's their features. Here's their costs. Here's how to post on YouTube. Here's how to start your channel. Here's where to open it up. Here's how to describe it. Tell me a little bit about you, and I can help you find your niche and Like, it does all of those things for you, and it just takes your mind and focuses it and cleans it up a little bit to help you think better and plan better. And I think that is the biggest impact that people miss. They just think of it as like it's Google.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overthink it, guys. It's not. It's so simple. And I think that the complexities, the perceived complexities of it renders us to nothingness. No, just take it one. And I see guys. I'll tell you what. I meet somebody. Right? I go out and I shake hands. And most instances, I have a hat on and my Target T-shirt. I sure do. And I wear my jeans. And I'm over the suit era, Mike. I don't do suits much. My clients.
Hey, if I'm wearing anything but shorts and a T-shirt, then I've
earned this, bro.
Somebody died.
Exactly. I've earned this. But the reality of it is that we have to get out here and literally, I'll just back up. We got to share this information. You got an audience in front of you. I see people, Mike, I'll say this here. I see them on social media. And the first thing I want to do if I meet somebody, I'm going to look at LinkedIn. I want to know how serious you take your shit.
Yeah.
You got an Instagram profile, but you don't have you're not babysitting. And I mean, everybody watching this, you should be babysitting your LinkedIn. If your LinkedIn profile isn't beast mode, laid out, decked out, you're not taking this serious. And most realtors don't.
Yeah.
I was amazed to find out that 72% of all realtors don't even have a Google free business page. Mm-hmm. Free. We don't even leverage free.
Most of them don't have a LinkedIn profile. Most of them have barely a Facebook profile. Most of them don't even on TikTok or whatever. I mean, you don't have to use every platform and post every platform if you don't want to, but you got to have a presence because you don't know where people are going to be looking for you. You don't know if they're looking on Google, if they're going to Facebook. But when you meet somebody, we all do this now, right? When my daughter brings a boy home, that she wants to go on a date with. I'm going to go look at his profile. I'm looking at his parents' profile. I'm checking out everybody that I know to figure out what's going on. This is what we do.
What's the connection? What's the connection? And I'm trying to validate you, Mike. That's why I'm going to look. You're trying to validate me, Mike. That's where you're going to look. And I got to say this. No, it's a question. For everybody who follows Mike, who does a great job, I want to ask you a simple question. Are you Googleable? Can I Google and find you?
Me?
And not you, Mike. Not you answer that question. I'm talking to your followers who are watching this. Yeah. Are you Googleable? And if you're not doing it right.
Yeah.
Like, what's your city? What's your zip code? What's your state? Everything that you should be doing is that. Are you Googleable? I want to tell you guys for a sample. I challenge you to go Google Bobby Bryant, Houston. Bobby Bryant Real Estate, Bobby Bryant Technology, Bobby Bryant Mortgage. I challenge you to go Google me. Guys, watch what pops up. If you're not Googleable, you're not doing it right or enough. You have to be omnipresent. LinkedIn, I'm more Facebook. I'm lazy. So Facebook owns Instagram. Facebook, can you post on Instagram for me when I post on Facebook? Thank you. Yep. Twitter, X. I'm not on TikTok. I'm 52 years old. I'm not on TikTok, guys. I'm just going to be honest. You're not going to find me there. Okay, cool. But the rest of them, I'm there. YouTube, there. Like, you got to be present. You got to talk to people. You got the information. Inspection went crazy. A loan busted out. Why? Right? An appraisal fell short. Guys, oh my gosh, let me tell you about this appraisal. So this is what happened. Let me give you blah, blah, blah. Talk about it. Let people vicariously learn through these experiences. So when they're like, this guy, when we get ready to buy a house, do y'all know that the data says that the average person knows 1 to 3 people they're going to buy a house every year? People know people. So if you're watching me, but your friend says, girl, do you know a realtor? Hey, Mike, do you know a realtor? I'm thinking about buying a house. My guy is Bobby Bryant down in Houston. Go to him because he's good. He's educational. He talks about the process. But if you're on nothing, you're not talking to anybody, and you're a secret agent or a loan officer, then what are we? This is not you build it and they will come. This is not that business. You got to build it and maintain it, sustain it, work it, grow it, water it, sun on it. And you got to keep that going.
Yeah. Well, and like you're talking about with producing something and putting something out there these days, especially with all the tech tools that you have, it's very easy to do it. It's not very difficult, and it's very cheap. I mean, if you go back to 1993 and you were to tell people, hey, look, I can put you in front of 400 people, okay, and it costs you $25 in 2 hours of your time. Are you willing to do that? They'd be like, hell yeah, like I'm in all day long. But now if you say, hey, if you post a video on Instagram, you're going to get 400 views and 5 or 10 likes, but it's going to take you 30 minutes to do it. People are like, I don't have time for that. That's not worth it. I'm like, wait, how is it worth it before and now it's not? Because your perception of the scope of what it is off. You don't understand. And so I can take, for example, I can take this show. This is my process, right? We record the show. I'm using a software called StreamYard. So StreamYard records it, puts it online, live broadcast, so I can get out on the internet as much as possible. Then I download the broadcast from your computer and my computer. It's a local thing to my desktop. I take it, I upload it I can do CapCut. I use Final Cut Pro, but you can use Descript. There's all kinds of softwares out there. It automatically transcripts it. So now I have everything that we just talked about on this. It takes 5 minutes to do that. Then I can take the entire video and I can upload it into Opus Clip, and Opus Clip will take it and break it into 25 clips that I can sort through and figure out which ones I like, add captions. I can add an intro, outro. All of this takes a total of about an hour a week to do it and put it together and then just post it. And then I take the transcript and I put it in chat and I go, give me the title and description for this reel or this podcast so I can put it on YouTube. Give me an article on LinkedIn about this particular topic. Write it out in my voice. Here's how I construct, because it knows my voice because we just did the transcript. I can do all of that content in such a short amount of time. And all I did was sit down for an hour and have a conversation with you. And now I've got 2 to 3 weeks or an endless limited amount of content that I can put out there just from doing that. And I have all the tools to use it.
And somebody just heard all of that and said, oh my gosh, Mike, all of that sounds so overwhelming, right? And it's crazy because it's not. And this is where I said earlier, we have to disrupt ourselves. You know what I realized? The only thing that separates a mediocre marginal agent versus a top producer? It's one word: mentality. Mm-hmm. Guys, I challenge you to get your index finger and reset yourself. Reset. Everything that conditioned you to not be what and who you want to be or who you envision yourself being, you have to strengthen your mentality. This is a business of problem solving. This is a business that requires many hats. Relationship building. Do you struggle with relationships? Are you able to maintain and sustain relationships? Or do you only go to people when you need something? Have you ever, when last time you called somebody and just said, hey, like I did earlier, I don't want anything. I just want to call you. We're on my mind. No, most people in this business only contact with somebody if it's going to provide a result of money.
Yeah.
We don't even realize it's the small things. Hey, Mike, I remember you told me your daughter fell on a bike, man, and bruised her knee. I just want to just give you a call. I thought about you. I thought about her. I saw someone on TV, man. How's she doing? And then you hang up. Man, when's the last time somebody sent you a letter in the mail? Just wrote a letter out. I did this to my own mother. I live in the Galleria at the time for 7 years in River Oaks Galleria area in Houston. And I go to a place and I buy a beautiful, beautiful card. It was so beautiful and so put together, handmade. I buy it. And I'm thinking about my mother. And my mom's, 73, 74. Lord knows she's going to kill me. I just told her age. And so I just write this letter out to her. I write this letter out to my mom. And it even had an insert in it. So it was like 4 pages in a card.
Right.
I stamp it. I send it. A week later, my sister calls me and says, Bobby, what the hell did you say to mama? She's down there crying. I was like, I just told her I love her and I'm proud of her and I'm grateful she's my mother and she's the best mother anybody can ever have, and that I love daddy and daddy was a great daddy and I appreciate her staying with you and that you are helping take care of her, and I got all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
But the emotion it conveyed, guys, we're so cold with text messages. We're so cold. We got to warm it up with videos. Let people see your face. Instead of sending a text message, what if I sent a 30-second video? What if I called you and talked to you with my fucking mouth? What if this, guys, I challenge you to be more human than the AI that you may be scared of. And if you be more human, then it can't disrupt you. It will only disrupt you if you stay in this robotic sense of texting and, stuff that you're doing right now. It's just my thoughts, and that's what I tell my team. Be beyond being disruptible by being more human.
So I'm curious, what are you guys developing right now with your group? Where are you trying to take this thing in your company these days?
Man, there you go. Bam, bam. So we I'm excited about our development. I think with everything that has taken place, we are taking an approach to where we want to empower everybody in the process, right? The consumer, the agent. It's a peer-to-peer AI-powered real estate operating system that goes beyond the MLS, and and it can scale globally without any restrictions. And that's what we're building. A platform that you can upload properties, you can sell yourself, you could say, I need to sell with help, like I said earlier, or I need help. And so I want to give options and to the consumer. I want to also empower the agent, right? Think about realtors. The only thing they can post on the MLS is houses for sale, houses for long-term rent. But what if I'm a realtor and I want to post a room rental? What if I'm a realtor and I want to post a short-term rental? What if I'm a realtor and I got somebody who says, I don't need your traditional service. I'm a wholesaler. Mm-hmm. Let's open this thing up. And so that's what we're building, is something that is property agnostic, not just for sale for long-term rent. Real estate has so many other lanes that we're not making money on. And the issue is that I need to expand my ability to make money. Don't just pigeonhole me to for sale and long-term for rent. when we're dealing with a generation of people right now, Mike. I'm a stats guy. 150 million properties in the United States. 3 to 4% of them, that's it, transact every year. Last few years, that's been going down. The number of properties that are transacting is going down. 40% of America is rental. That does not include room rentals.
Right.
Guys, we got to meet consumers where they're at right now. These younger kids, they're not getting married like we used to. They're not having babies like we used to. They're all about experiences and travel. They want to live a year at a time, if even that. It's our old asses who said, oh, my house, when I bought it, I know it's 6,000 square feet today, but when I initially bought it, it was 900. And we just added and added and added. And I just gave your uncles a 6-pack of brew, bro. And he just kept adding and adding. See, this is some Alabama shit. Maybe that's in Alabama, but I'm going to tell you right now, there was no permits, baby. There was no permits. What are we talking about?
No, it's ask for forgiveness, not permission. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's, we got to just view it. And we got to talk to people more. Mike, what do you want if you're the consumer, right? And you're my avatar, meaning that you're the client I'm going after. Mike, so tell me about it. The industry is changing. What do you want? Realtors, we're not talking to people. We're not talking to our clients. They're going to tell you what they want. They're iterated. So that's what we're doing as a tech company. We're asking people, what do you want? And you know what they're telling us they want? I mean, guys, put on your chin strap. I want more control. This is what consumers are telling me and what we're developing. Bobby, I want more control. I want more savings. And I want more transparency. Those are the 3 things they're telling us. And I mean, we've surveyed over 1,000. Mm-hmm. Their trust for people, agents, or in general, is at an all-time low. They would almost rather trust a platform. So while the industry is talking about relationships, they're talking about more control, savings, and transparency. Mm-hmm. They want to know. This is the largest purchase most people make in their lives.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
I sold about 3 houses in the last 4 months, 5 months, that are over $1 million. I don't know if I worked harder than I did if it was a $300,000 house. So no nation, but all I want to say is I made 30,000, 9,000.
Right.
I subscribe to homes.com. I get a free Matterport. I don't pay for it. They pay for it. I list a property. I get professional photos. So I'm going to give the same service to where it's a $20,000 property or a $20 million property. My service doesn't change. Why should the $20,000 guy be treated differently? Oh, I'm going to put a lockbox on his house. I'll put a Supra on it. No, everybody gets a Supra. I'm like Oprah, you get one, you get one. And so the reality of it is guys, what we're developing is what the consumer wants. And there are more consumers than realtors. And last year in 2024, 72% of realtors didn't even close a deal all year. Mm-hmm. That says the game is changing, and we're starting to see that number increase. And realtors won't engage the tech. Maybe the consumer will. So let me create an opportunity that's peer-to-peer. Agents can upload properties that are beyond the MLS. Consumers can upload properties, and we empower everybody to connect with each other seamlessly, efficiently, effectively, more transparent. There's opportunities to save money if you want to be more involved in the process. And that's our solution. And I just talked to a VC yesterday. We're raising currently about $3 million, and they're talking next steps. There are people out there who want to see something like what we're building, and we're excited about that. We've been working on it for a while, but there are a few things that need to be in alignment: people, technology, timing, the industry, and that has all collided. And I think right now we're in the right place at the right time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's there's a lot going on right now, and you guys have you obviously have thought about this a lot. You are out there every day trying to preach the gospel, as it were, about what you need to do in order to stay ahead of this stuff and get involved. And you're living it because you're out there trying to find the next thing, whether or not it's this or something else. You always got to be in search of and adapting to where the market's taking you, and you have to be aware of it. And so if you don't stay informed on what's happening around your industry and what's impacting and what's not, it's just a matter of time before you're out of it. And especially, in a world like it is right now, or in a market like it is right now, where transactions are few and far between and difficult to come by. And, everything's being negotiated, from your commissions to, what the price is, to how much the seller is paying to the buyer, or vice versa. And, what the mortgage company is taking on it. Like, everything is being discussed and being scrutinized. And so if you don't know how to leverage these technologies, or you don't know how to implement them into your business, or even just use them to help, it make you more efficient, like I was saying earlier with how I do it, then it's going to be a real struggle. It's going to get worse. And I don't, there was a period of time where I thought that, we were kind of just in a, I don't know, just in a spot, right? Just in a, it's a down market. It'll come back. I'm moving further and further away from that to the place where I don't know that we ever get back to where we were.
We're not
3 or 4 years ago, because home prices are expensive and people can't afford them. Based on what they're making right now, the good majority, like you said earlier, 40% of these things are rentals, and that doesn't count the room, right? And then you look at like interest rates. I don't, unless we have a significant economic collapse or some sort of black swan event, like a war, possible. We're not going to see rates get back down into that.
We're closer to going to 8 than we're closer to going to 6.
Correct. And not that that'd be a good thing anyway, because driving rates down further just drives the cost up more. Builders know this. They're not building $200,000 homes. There's no incentive for them to do that. You have a lot of multifamily homes that are coming on to play, condos, townhomes. These are all potential ultimate renters. So the market is shrinking, and I don't know that it's going to expand dramatically back in another direction.
And Mike, real quick.
Yeah.
Builders are behind. They're not building fast enough. We don't have enough housing on the ground. And by the way, the tariffs right now, not getting political, but when 60% of our labor comes from Canada, which is, I just talked to 5 builders, 6 builders in the last 30 days who said they're scaling back.
Yeah.
We don't need builders nationwide to scale back. We already don't have enough housing on the ground, and surely not enough affordable housing on the ground, right? It's so we're not building houses fast enough. Rates are where they're at. What gives? Hold up. Insurance is up. What gives?
Taxes are up because values are up.
Because values are up. What gives?
Yeah. And wages have not grown at the same rate, and unemployment's rising. It's a tough place to be. But again, I say all this anytime I bring this up to the people that I work with. Sometimes they're like, man, this is real doom and gloom. I'm like, look, I'm not trying to be doom and gloom. I'm trying to give you reality, because you cannot plan and you cannot prepare if reality isn't in front of your face. If you're dreaming in doodah land and hoping that it's going to get back to where it was, and not changing your behavior and changing what you're doing in order to adjust to the market, then you're going to fall behind or fall out. And so you need to learn technology. You need to learn how it means to get relationships built and get in front of people if you haven't. You need to connect. You need to build your sphere, like you talked about. Network people. Find your niche and where you fit in. Because if you don't, and if you just keep crossing your fingers and hoping for rates to come down and for your phone to ring, it's gonna be bumpy. And even the successful people that are killing it in the market, they're struggling too. Everybody is. And to say, that's my other favorite thing is when I talk to people sometimes, like, how's it going? Like, oh man, it's dominating. I've got this, I've got that. I'm like, that's great, but is that really what's going on? Or is this something that you're just, trying to front and say, okay, well, I'm doing awesome, when really you're dying on the inside. And then 6 months you look up and they're out of the business. And it's like, I thought everything was great. It's like this delusion. It's like, I'm not trying to be doom and gloom. I'm just trying to be real and explain to you where it is and where it's going, because that's how you know your path to get to where you need to make the most money.
It is. You know what's so crazy about everything that you said? Again, spot on. Guys, right now is the easiest time to stand out.
Yeah.
Do y'all know how many people are on their heels right now, really don't know what the fuck to do right now?
Yeah.
A lot of people. So
Yeah.
to even do something is like
Yep.
if you just decide, this shit is as simple as making a decision right now. Just decide, I'm gonna do a video a week, minimum. And then once you build up that muscle and you get used to it, okay, I'm gonna start doing 2. I'm gonna do one Monday, I'm gonna do one Friday. Next thing, it's so easy.
Yeah.
I'm at a point now, I'm like, one take Bobby. Hey guys, how you doing? Bobby Bryant, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. Done. I don't even watch it. Mike, I don't even come back and watch it. I'm like, post.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's so easy. Talk to your audience.
Yep.
And it's not expensive. What we're talking, and if you really, really start really feeling good about it, I challenge you to go to Fiverr. You start talking about tools, Mike. I challenge you to go to Fiverr, FIVERR.com. Go research and find somebody to create you a nice flyer. Send them your profile picture. Give them the wording that you want. Bam, pop out $15, $20. Use it. Then you come over here to go to Facebook Marketplace, Facebook. And you go to Facebook. If you're old like me, now if you're a youngster, you might need to figure out with Instagram. But when I
don't know, I got a lot of my daughter's high school friends that are creeping onto Facebook these days.
Right,
I tell you what, I think they're making a comeback.
Hey, I'm telling you. But here's the thing about Facebook. You got Facebook. Even though I pay for my ads on Facebook, it also pays to promote it on Instagram. It promotes on both. Guys, all I'm saying is and start with $100 commitment a month. Do all these things. Take your Facebook, do a boost, put a credit card on it, $100 a month, and zero into your zip code. I'm going to zero into my zip code. Stop overthinking this stuff. It's simple. So now all of a sudden, my zip code, 77004. 77004. Every time somebody on Facebook and my stuff is popping up, sponsored, Bobby Bryant, sponsored, and it just pops up in your face. And then let that go. Then you build up your momentum. You build up, and you go do the same thing with YouTube. You go to YouTube, you got a video that you really love. Like, I'm gonna talk to buyers on this one. I'm gonna talk to sellers on this one. I'm gonna talk to whoever my audience is, and I'm gonna put a little juice behind it. Guys, if you're going out here making $9,000, $10,000, $15,000 checks, and you can't put $100 a month on Facebook and another $100 on YouTube, what are we doing? You got to take 10% of your earnings and put it back into your business. Marketing 101, business 101. And so there are things that we just have to do. But the issue is a lot of us are in business and we don't understand business.
Yeah. Well, you know who can help with that? ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
There you go. Well, Bobby, man, I appreciate it. I felt like this was great because, I along with the tech info, there's a lot of inspiration that comes along with this. And often it takes a little inspiration to get off your butt and go do something. And I think there's a lot of that in this episode. So I really appreciate it, man. You're doing great work down there in H-Town. Not my favorite part of town because I hate the traffic.
Oh, whatever. Cut that out, Mike. Cut that out.
And I don't like sweating every 5 minutes I walk outside, but my wife's from Houston, so I gotta tolerate it.
Look, see, I got a 24-year-old face and an old ass man beard down here. So it pours. Mike, I got one thing I want to say though.
Yeah.
I got an old mentor. His name is John Watson. Mm-hmm. One of the smartest men I ever met. I ran a very successful mortgage brokerage. I became a millionaire. I was 29 years old and I was killing it. We were closing 100 units a month. I was a sole owner. The market 08 came. It killed me. And Countrywide, if you remember that name, Mike.
I do.
They were coming for me like, we want you, come run a branch. And my brokerage was shredded because of the 08 to 13, recession.
Yeah.
And so I turn around, I got $1 million house over here in the Galleria, sitting at the corner of Del Monte, 5202 Del Monte. I'm like living it, like life is great. And then next thing you know, my I shut my company down. I go to Countrywide. I become a branch manager, right? And before we got bought out by Bank of America, because if everybody knows the history of that. So I'm a branch manager of Countrywide Mortgage. And I go in and I'm kicking ass and taking names, especially coming from the brokerage world. I'm over here. And my AP, my area manager, he said, and it's a message that I want to share with you guys. And he talks literally like this. Hey, Bobby, my man, Bobby, the thing I love about you? Now, what I'm going to say is going to come off a little offensive, but I really want you to pay attention to what I'm about to say. I said, okay. The thing I love about you is you're stupid enough to try. I said, stupid enough to what? Okay, I get it. Guys, I got to say to you, Mike is having these beautiful podcasts. He's bringing on phenomenal speakers. We're talking about tech. We're talking about tools. He asked those questions. All of you, I challenge you, be stupid enough to try. Don't be so you. Just like my mentor told me. And it was the most profound shit that almost upset me because I was like, what are you saying? But, but when I processed it in real time, because he preferenced, guys, be stupid enough to try. Because sometimes maybe being you isn't working. Disrupt yourself.
Yeah. I love it, man. That's a great way to end it. That's it, man. Be stupid enough to try. It's awesome, man. Well, Brian, or Bobby, I really appreciate you being here, man. I appreciate your time. I know you're a busy guy. Thanks for sharing all this stuff with us. Let everybody know how to find you. I think you told us earlier, but just in case they forgot.
Man, look me up on LinkedIn, Bobby Bryant. And I would love to chat with you if you have a question. Hell, if you want to tell me you don't agree with anything I just said, it's okay. Let's have that conversation. But most definitely, I'm a giver, educator, and I am crazy obsessed about the real estate industry. So whatever I can do to assist, I'm your guy.
Sounds like a plan. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I will see you back next time. And everybody, enjoy the weekend. We'll see you later. Thanks, Bobby.